You hate to see it. You hate to hear about it.
Man, we lost another one.
Another young brother.
2020 wins again.
Jeez.
Man.
Mickey
we need 2020 to wrap it up.
We almost there.
You get it. You get it.
We almost there.
We're swapping lives for a president. For a new president. Like,
Yeah.
all right, we'll give you Biden, but we got to take King Von, Alex Trebek, and who was the other one? Spinbad, of course.
Yeah.
So episode 72. Hold on, let me shed some light on this episode off the bat because it's going to be a little dark off rip. DJ Spinbad, a friend of the pod. For those that don't know, we had him 10 years ago on the Mickey D
one
show.
Of the earlier guest, huh?
He was. We went out to, correct me if I'm wrong, Mickey, but we went out to DC and New York that same weekend before Miami Winter Conference, and we knocked out a set with Inferno.
Yep.
And we knocked out a set with Spinbad. Inferno in DC, Spinbad in New York. It was Mickey's first time being around snow. Did we or did we not do a Snow Angel in DC?
I did a slushy Snow Angel and learned really quickly the difference between the snow that see on TV and the snow that actually
that slushy shit. Yeah. You did it in DC or New York?
DC.
Oh, okay.
But let's remember that I was judged on the airplane wearing my Timberland boots, and then when we landed, I was not skating around. Town.
Who's the smart one now?
What was I? I had just tennis shoes on, right?
Yeah.
It was a little slippery for me. Yeah,
it was skating.
Yeah,
that's that slushy shit.
But I was ready.
Yeah. So unfortunately, people have been asking about the Spinbad show, and we had terrible Wi-Fi connection, so the whole episode was real glitchy. Right? Was it posted? I know there's like a 2-minute clip,
and it's bad that we're thinking about it right now as we record this, but I'm pretty sure we always kept a solid or a strong audio version of the show that was recorded separately from the stream. The stream was really bad in regards to the quality of the Wi-Fi that we were provided at the time.
You were using Ustream back then or something, right?
We were on Ustream.
We were at the Mood Swing office. You would expect them to have quality Wi-Fi.
No shot to them or Danger Zone's experience with them, but their Wi-Fi is as quality as their work.
And for the experience with Inferno's Wi-Fi was 10 times better than Mood Swing.
Yeah.
Inferno was in a dungeon. Well, given his dungeon.
Yeah.
It was
so he's going to make sure his Wi-Fi
studio
is tip top.
But yeah, we can't help but think back to that moment. You know, shout out to Quickie who sent us some of the photos from us being in studio with Spinbad, who's just one of the nicest, gentle human beings you could ever be around. The way he just mastered mixtapes back in the day, and just his ability to create blends and amazing things. And I don't know. Marty Rock had a pretty good quote that kind of stood out to me, which was that LA had AM and New York had Spinbad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Spinbad was one of those cats in the turntablism world that I knew about at an early age because I was heavy on mixtape DJs, Clue, K-Slay, excuse me. But I knew about Spinbad. I knew about Kid Capri, Red Alert, those cats. I didn't really learn about the Executioners and all those guys until I got a little older. But Spinbad, man, it's like they said that, he was one of those guys that made mixtapes fun to listen to, bringing the comical element into it, with the skits and whatnot and all that shit. Like he was, and correct me if I'm wrong, he was like one of the first ones to really incorporate that into his mixes, right? To make it like entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah. Spinbad, all of us, except for Sean, came up in the mid 2000s in DJing. So when you walk into this world of DJing and you see what it takes to be respected, to be properly heard, and you listen to a Spinbad mix, and that was the ultimate. The 90s mix was released around that time, I believe.
Legendary.
And then, AM was quoted saying my favorite mix, I believe, or something along those lines. But when you walk into this world and that is the top, that is what people are saying you should sound like if you want to get booked, respected, etc. That made our generation work hard to get to sound like that. And again, for our younger listeners or our newer DJ listeners, that time, that era, you put out 1, maybe 2 mixes a year in it, and you put everything into that mix. You were trying to find the rarest remixes and songs. And you were trying to get songs before they came out. Like if Shots came out, and you had a special version of it, you were trying to get that special version before the mix was actually released. I remember Disco Drew telling me LMFAO is putting out their new record Shots, and I'm trying to get it a week before so I can release my mix. Like, that's how important and big it was for your mix. And so Spinbad, one of the most creative DJs that we've ever seen, put together these incredible mixes, and our generation just fed off that and tried to match that or do the best we could to keep up with that. And now, we're all putting out mixes or capable of doing it every month, or some of us do it every month or even more. But yeah, he represented a generation, a time of DJing that was incredibly, incredibly fun and creative. And yeah, man, we're going to miss him for sure.
Yeah,
don't forget to mention his drop game, bro. Like the celebrities, and not just
my God,
pop artists who
yes,
he had like the top of the top, or hip hop artists, but also actors, actresses, people that through his mixes he just, man, the way he snuck them in and kind of just like that flex.
Yo, right? one drop that stands out to me. Who's the cat from King of New York? The
lead guy,
the Italian dude.
Not Lawrence, no, I was gonna say Lawrence Fishburne, but he was in there. But why does his name keep blinking?
Come on, Savon.
I don't know that movie that well.
Look up real quick. Phone. Look up real quick. King of New York.
Help us out. Throw us a
movie. Anyways,
he was the same guy that was in Adam Sandler's Click.
Yeah. Oh, my man's Christopher Walken.
Christopher.
Look. Here's the flex. He had a Christopher Walken. He had a Christopher Walken drop. What DJ is getting a Christopher Walken drop? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And he had him say some crazy shit. Like, it wasn't like yo, you're listening to DJ Spinbad. Like, no, it was like, you listen to baddest motherfucker, whatever, He had
a very unique voice. He got a very unique voice. So when you hear that shit, you're like, oh shit, man.
Yeah. So yeah. Again, rest in peace to him. Our condolences to his family and close friends.
His 2 kids.
Yeah.
Man was young. He was what, 46?
I really don't know, but yeah.
I don't think we're here to speak on like a cause of death, but like I will say that his sister left a really heartfelt message on Facebook that kind of led into, if you're ever going through something, like, people love you. And it's important that, we try to do our best to reach out to those that we love and, always have support. So, I think it's always an open door, whenever you need to talk about something. It's serious out there.
And rest in peace, King Von.
Crazy, he was celebrating his album.
Yeah, he was at a lounge, right?
And his boys getting signed. Like, it's just unfortunate. And this younger generation, is kind of cowardly, to be honest with you. Like, as grown men, you handle things the way you need to handle them, regardless of like if you don't agree on a certain topic or an argument, if you will. Like, sure, it can escalate to a fight.
But square up and
handle your business. That's what grown men do. And gun violence is just not something that, it's just tough, man.
Yeah.
And to see how people are handling this, and it's just, man, it's disappointing.
Well, I mean, this has been going on. Like, we've been watching this in hip hop movies forever, right? Like, it's an argument, it's an altercation, and someone gets shot. So it's nothing new, but there's got to be a better way of handling these types of situations.
On that point, I don't know if you guys watched the last JBP podcast.
Yeah.
Joe Budden made a really good point about how us as consumers have to stop glorifying that.
That life.
That life, just in general. Like, we look at that and we're entertained by what they're saying, the lyrics that they're talking about. You know what I mean? The song that we just opened up with. He was like, if I get shot, the murder rate is going up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like us glorifying them, being like, yo, we want to hear that. Go back to your point about us seeing it in movies and whatever. Like we'll go sell out tickets to go see a Scarface or whatever, you know what I mean? Because of the violence, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with Narcos. Narcos goes crazy because of the drugs and the violence. We as consumers, you know, we glorify that. So obviously they're going to be like, listen, we're going to give the people what they want. Regardless if they really live in that life prior to them putting out, you know, this content, you know what I'm saying? We just have to be mindful of that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that was the other point too, that we love the authenticity. We like that that's real. But I mean, not at the expense of people's lives, man. Exactly. It's not. It's always got to be the bigger picture at the end of the day.
Well, kind of the same, but not. It's like we say in sports: leave it on the field, leave it on the court. It's like leave it on the track. Yeah. You know, well, everyone's trying to sell records. Everyone's, you know, doesn't mean you got to
doing this to get out. You know what I'm saying? Get out, be out. Don't stay stuck in that, man. Because you know,
you got to just move differently. You know what I mean? Like.
And that's the unfortunate part because you come out of a situation, right? You come out of a neighborhood, you come out of a community, and you want to go back and do something for that community. But majority of the time, we don't go back because we know the type of position that we're putting ourselves, the type of situation we're going to put ourselves if we go back, going back to what happened to Nipsey.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Him trying to bring up his own community, you know, put
in front of his own store.
In front of his own store. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And in his neighborhood that he was born and raised at. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's insane. You know, and that's why people, you know, that's why artists, athletes, they get out of the quote unquote hood and they bounce. I'm like, why would I go back there for? You know what I mean? Yeah. My life is at risk. That's crazy that if you really think about it, these cats feel like their life is more at risk around their own people than some strangers, quote unquote white people. I'd rather be in the uppy white neighborhood because I feel safer than going back to where I'm originally from. Yeah, which is, you know, that's the really unfortunate part about all of this, man. But R.I.P. King Von, man, for real.
Yeah,
and rest in peace, Alex Trebek. I don't know about you guys, but it was Jeopardy was always on the TV when I was young, and even when I go to my parents' house today, if Jeopardy's on, I'm actually more locked in than I was when I was a kid. But he was a G. It was just a class act. I don't know. Everybody loved him.
Did you see his bloopers or like his cutouts?
Oh yeah,
his ass off?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, it was amazing. He's just like,
it was just good.
Like reading liners. It's just like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, right.
Like fuck it.
Let's roll with it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, man. I mean, and he's been he was battling, I believe, cancer
for a while now, right?
For a minute. Yeah. He took a break, and then you know, unfortunately, the time came. It's crazy week.
Yeah, but we're here.
We are back.
You know, you don't see too many. When clubs were open, you didn't see too many backpack holders or anybody carrying crates.
Crates?
Yeah.
Who's carrying crates still?
What was a conversation that we had? Last week we came in to record drops, and then we just sat here and just started talking about some things.
We took a week off.
We took a week off, and then we started talking about the old intern, the old backpack holder, crate holder.
The grind, if you must.
Yeah, well, let's take it back to even how Rel and I met.
Yep.
Right? I think the first time Rel and I laid eyes on each other, we went to go help a DJ, let's say mentor at the time.
At that time, you guys looked up.
Let's say instructor.
No, at that time, you guys thought he was God.
Stop it.
You guys thought he was God.
Nigga, you followed right behind us not shortly after.
Yeah. Anyways.
Going to his gigs.
Go ahead. Now, granted, keep in mind, the reason why we went to this gig with him because we were freshly in the game and we were under 21. So it's not like...
This is nothing to be embarrassed about or feel ashamed about.
I'm just trying to explain the situation. Right. So we went to this. This was like a high school dance or something like that. So again, Mickey and I were wet behind the ears with this DJing thing.
Yeah.
and we were both under the age of 21 at the time.
Let's put it like this: we learned how to wrap cables that night.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll never
100%. 100%. Yeah.
Still wrap cables that way.
Yeah. Continue on. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, all I'm saying is that, yes, again, we were under 21. Rel right behind me, like a year younger. And, the person we were following around, I'm going to just use the word mentor for the sake of this story.
Go for it.
Yeah, it's accurate.
And, this mentor also held some residencies.
Yep.
And I believe after we did that one dance, we continued to go to this DJ community area, and through the residency, you're not 21, so how would you get past the bouncer or security guard when they check everybody's ID? Well, when you're underage and you are an inspiring DJ, even if you're the opener and you're underage, you might not get through. So if your hands are full, you can't pull out your ID. So what would you do? Carry crates.
Put that crate of records in here.
Yeah. Oh, you want my ID? Bro, I got to go open. Like, what are you talking about? And so for at least for me for a year, and
it was about the same
2 years for you, we were carrying crates in and out of gigs. Big ups to Mr. Chalk.
Yeah, man.
Who was a great
mentor.
Yeah, this is not the person we're talking about. But we went to a bunch of these gigs and we just had to hold records. And then I had a little bit of a longer tenure with this mentor and or my mentor at the time, to the point where like I'd help dig for crates, organize certain things. After like DJing, I'd sleep over, on the couch, just to put in the work and then be ready to work on the next day. And so you kind of go through it just to really soak in the game, I guess.
Yeah.
And so it happens, right? And then eventually you got the young homie who wants to pull up to your gigs and you establish yourself, and they're offering, let me carry your backpack, and we evolved from crate carrying
to backpack carrying
to laptop carrying.
Think about that for a second. Oh, you can't carry your own backpack?
Yeah.
Dog.
Crates is one thing because you got multiple crates, so them shits is heavy.
Them shits
was heavy.
No, but that's what some of these bigger names are doing. Like Mickey's, we talked about him. Again, won't drop any names, but Mickey said he saw DJ so and so, and he wasn't carrying his own backpack. His assistant was, or his manager, or whoever. His road manager.
He was set it up for him.
And then you got a bigger name guy who is carrying his own backpack. So it's like when you look at the two, you're like,
this shit ain't adding up right here.
Right.
But I get it. I understand. You don't know what that situation is between that person.
Yeah. And I'll say this, like, I think the only reason, because granted, like, I don't think anybody's going like, you got to carry my shit.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't think there's that conversation happening. But there is the, I want to be in the booth. I want to cater to you so I can be put on. And typically what happens there, if you are a DJ trying to like understudy a DJ that might be at a different level than you, is that eventually you're given opportunities first, right? Whether that's being put on a radio mix, or whether that's opening for the DJ, or just meeting people. Like there's tons of guys who've carried laptops, and then you see them evolve, But I think, sometimes there's a weird relationship that gets put there, and in a different time and different era at a different age, blacking out a little more than I am these days. And so it'd be helpful to have somebody there for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then I don't know, there's like you got to be sensitive to the situation.
I think you have to understand the reasoning why that person is your quote unquote understudy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And treat it as such.
Right.
And I think in our experience, we've seen it where it escalated into the person becoming a little bit cocky.
Yep.
Look, I got a little, I'm sunning this cat. Right. You know what I mean? I got a little, whatever, intern walking around with me and shit like that. And then that just, your actions feed off onto that person and how you treat that person. Like you start treating that person like they're your fucking butler or some shit like that. And,
so let's call a spade a spade. I was an asshole for a good amount of time.
But again, but why did it translate into that?
Because that's how I was treated from the other level.
Exactly.
And so
that's why you should raise your kids properly. Sean, you got a kid. Make sure he ain't an asshole.
He's the nicest, okay?
I believe it.
But he's also an asshole too. So.
You're the nicest asshole.
There you have it.
Sean.
Look, if you're gonna be an asshole, be the nicest asshole, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But yes, I'll step up and show some maturity, that yes, based on my upbringing, if you will.
I'm just thinking we can go down a deep, dark rabbit hole. Mickey's assholeness, not just with interns,
that's a whole episode
with the crew. But,
oh man,
yeah. Well, I was an asshole for a long time.
But it's like it's nothing to be embarrassed about. Again, it's just that's who you are. That's what you were, and you evolve, and yada yada.
Keep it a buck. We took the Mickey D show off for a little bit because everything wasn't seen eye to eye.
Yeah. Between us or between us and DJ City?
Let's be careful on the second topic. I felt outcasted by the team for a long time.
From the team?
Yeah, the team.
Oh, like this is the team?
Yeah.
It was a clique that was coming to the show. And I was not in the clique.
Oh, that's when Sam and Maya
and I was like,
Alex, that was like the JV team. Right. Someone said Sean. Sean said the JV. I was like, that's fucked up, but that's funny.
So let's keep it.
I've never heard you say that.
I ain't never said that.
You said that to me, Sean. I was like, that's fucked up.
Damn. That sounds like some shit you would say.
No, Sean.
I wouldn't be surprised if Sean said
I wasn't in the team, and I heard that too.
Oh shit.
See?
Damn.
No, but I think it. So this is becoming like even broader and broader. I think, and I'm not trying to make excuses, but it's who you're close with in the moment, right?
Yeah.
Like me, Sean, and Rel, we were all just like clicking on all cylinders, and we were out all the time. We were networking and you know, just going to my house, right?
I think that transition from and correct me if I'm wrong, some of the issues that you guys had from when we were doing house party days.
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? Like when,
but it wasn't out of spite.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it was out of spite. You know what I'm saying? Because there was times where Mickey and I were always doing house parties. Mickey would hit me up like, "Yo, I got this house party. Let's do it. Let's do this." You know what I'm saying? And I think you may have felt left out. Like, "Yo, how come?" You know what I'm saying? Why is he hitting the new nigga up, right? Who just got here? But I've been his boy for X amount of time, and you know we're all in the same thing. Yeah. And then I think I kind of noticed that, and I was like, I don't want to be in between I don't want to fuck the brotherhood up. So I think I started hanging out with Joe a little bit more to kind of make him feel. And then,
you hung out because you felt sorry for me?
No, because you felt not because I felt sorry for you, but
and then I got left out.
Look, this is good. Look, the point of all this, I mean, it's a fun trip down memory lane. Yeah. Well, it's kind of fun. But we all are a part of a crew, a clique, a group of friends, some that are understudies, some that are equals or rivals, friendly rivals. But basically what we're about to get into is just how to maneuver with each other and get into our experiences. I feel like that's what we're getting into.
At the end of the day, we all still, three of us are still sitting here with each other. You know what I'm saying? Cool.
Exactly. And the only way we're, being honest to our community that follows and messes with the Mickey D's brand as a whole, right? Because we're more than a show today, going 12 years strong. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Or 11 or something. One of them.
11.
But look, we 11 years strong. But we need to be honest and say, we went through some shit. Like,
absolutely.
We had to figure a way to get back here. You know what I mean? Like, and, everybody goes through different trials, and then we had to figure that out.
So what these guys are talking about is I came home from college. Mickey had a handful of people that were throwing house parties, and he would always book the Spin Addict. Well, I was a Spin Addict too, but the other Spin Addict guys.
We were part of a DJ crew called the Spin Addict.
Yeah. Phenom was one of them. Styles Davis was one of them. And shout out DJ Escape, D-Dub.
Puffs.
So we would just do a bunch of house parties in the Valley, and Mickey never booked me. So like and Rel will always say, you know, why don't you ask Danger? And then he asked me to open once, and I did, and it was cool. But in the back of my head, I'm thinking, this is fine. Like, I didn't trip. Like, never once did I lash out on Mickey. Never once did I say to Rel, man, it's fucked up how he doesn't book. Like, for whatever reason, I just felt cool. Like these house parties aren't going to make me or break me, you know? So my opportunities will come whether they're with the crew or without. So then Rel and I, we did one house party that really connected us. And then Rel and I became close and we're doing a bunch of parties. But then long after that, Rel, Sean, and myself started hanging out. Then Alex started coming around. So when Mickey says the team, we started calling ourselves a team because I was also at the very peak of me joining Party Rock.
Yeah.
So we were always doing Party Rock shit. And that's, you know, we were just always hanging out and calling ourselves a team. So again, it was about who we were with in that moment. You know, that's, and Mickey was always with his ex. So it was just like, all right, like I can't get this dude out.
I got zero to say on that.
And and I remember a time where Mickey was an asshole to me, and I had 2 tickets to see LMFAO at CSUN. And I gave one to his brother, and Mickey was an asshole to me, so I gave the other ticket to Zach.
Oh shit!
Yeah. And then Mickey was like, "Yo, you got another ticket?" I was like, "Man, I
only had 2.
Yeah, only had 2.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went through some things.
Yeah.
But again, like, you know, you're a product of your environment, and when we were in the DJ community that we were in, without naming names, you know, like as much as like we grew up together outside of DJing, and then Danger did introduce me into DJing. He told me to go check out this place that I met at Rel and a lot of the Spinatics. And, you know, but I almost felt like I had grown up with this clique more than I had grown up with Joe when it came to DJing.
Mm-hmm.
And then also we were coming kind of from, and this is just kind of trying to explain it, but like the group of the Spinatics all kind of like grew up like believing in the same religion, if you will, when it comes to the DJ style.
Yeah.
And then Danger came in a little like more on like the technical side of things for a long time. So when it came to the party rocking thing, I'm gonna maybe brainwashed to how things had to be. Mm-hmm. And if you didn't do it that way, it was the wrong way. Mm-hmm. And that's what was stuck in my head at that time.
Yeah.
Versus it could be done 20 different ways, which you understand over time. So with that being said, me being the networker that I totally forgot I was booking fucking house parties. But like, yeah, for the most part, my entire life, I've been given opportunities to put things together. And that's where I hesitated. And that's where the disconnect could have happened. But eventually, you know, as we all matured, that was probably in like the 2006 years, 2007 maybe.
7, yeah.
7,
because I got back from college in 6.
So 2007, and then eventually 2009, which is when we launched the Mickey D Show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where we kind of like got back into the swing of things, and then the Mickey D Show became this great run for us, and then ultimately intern here, intern there.
Mickey had quite a few interns.
Yeah.
I think only 2.
Was there?
2, 3.
3, 4.
No, 2 or 3. Shout out to Gramsci.
Oh yeah. I forgot about Gramsci.
Yeah. He sent me a heartfelt message the other day. And not that I'm leaving out anybody to shout out, because I just don't know if they want to be shouted out.
Yeah.
So, but much love to him too.
Yeah, shout out to Gramsci.
But shout out to Gramsci, who really, like, you know, I left real estate to become a DJ. Mm-hmm. And coming from 2 parents who was a real estate broker and like a really great real estate agent. Mm-hmm. And at 18, 19, I made my first sale and did some stuff. They were like, oh man, our son's going to be this protege.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go play music.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go spin records
for $200 a night.
You talking about, Mom? Shit, I'm throwing house parties. I'm the king of the San Fernando Valley.
Tell me what houses are up for sale so I can use them.
Yeah.
The king of Silmar.
Shit.
So went on to pursue this thing, and very similarly, Gramsci had that kind of same vision.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, he might have gotten threatened for his life by his brother to get a real job, but Gramsci was whipping a nicer car than me and driving everywhere, and we've had our fun nights in Santa Barbara and all the different residencies I held, and eventually moved in with me, and that was a fun experience. Because it was literally like you live, breathe, DJing, and we had a nice run at the house. Summer 2012.
That was amazing.
Golden Bowl every other week.
Oh man, I forgot about that place.
Man.
It's crazy. In your 20s, you can only stand so much of each other. You know what I mean? Think about how, like, if you're in a living situation or in a close friend relationship, and you're around each other for so long, then after so many months or years, you kind of you get burned out from this dude's personality or his habits or I don't know. It's just an interesting dynamic, and I feel like as you mature, you have less of those issues, or everyone's just more mature.
Do you have a roommate pet peeve?
A roommate pet peeve? No, I've had some really good, like, I'm thinking about the roommate I had in college. He's a football player. We accidentally ended up getting the same apartment, and he was cool as shit, man. Like, if I left a dirty dish or two behind, he'd pick me up, and vice versa. When he smoked weed, he would be in his bedroom. He would close.
You just like attracting people that smoke weed. I didn't know something about it.
He was a white dude too.
Of course he was.
Orange County. Shout out Dustin Sober.
His last name is Sober?
Yeah. That's the best part. He was arguably one of the most popular guys on the football team because of his personality. And he was never sober at parties. He was either drunk or high, and you always wanted to be at the party he was at because you didn't know what he was going to do. But the coolest and calmest dude, and he would put a towel under the door so the weed wouldn't get out. Like, I don't know. I've had some, maybe it was all in my head, but there's been situations where the baseball players and football players didn't see eye to eye. And we had, like, Mickey's been around the baseball players at New Mexico State. There's some big dudes. There's some giants. And the football players were obviously bigger because you got a bunch of linemen.
Yeah.
And there's been situations where I didn't know where we saw each other between me and the football players, but the biggest dudes and the dudes I feel like would cause the most, would just kick my ass, would go to our place and smoke. So because they saw me living there,
they were like, he's cool.
It was like, nah, that's my roommate. Or we'd be at a football party, and Dustin would be like, this is my roommate. He is the coolest roommate in the world. And I'd be like, cool, got the pass.
Yeah,
no issues.
Solidified.
Because look, man, because some of those guys were on steroids. And you didn't, if you ever seen
out here incriminating everybody.
This was years ago.
Yeah, none of them made it. Look, some of these dudes are on steroids, and I don't know if you ever been around someone that roid rages, but it's the craziest shit. It's just, you can't stop them. There's no stopping them. They're gonna pursue whatever they're gonna pursue. So I didn't want to be around that. Just like if these football players are roid rage. But back to your comment about roommates. He was a cool ass roommate. And then the other roommates living at my current house, they were all cool for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing that I'd be like, that dude had to get the fuck out of here.
What about your in-bed roommate? No pet peeves?
Well, I mean, you're always going to have something with your wife. It's just like, just little things, right? Like she
Not
always,
call her his wife.
Go on.
She's, there's always that one thing. Nah. Circle back to me. I'll get you. Okay. Circle back to me.
Bro?
Well, hair, right? Hair all over.
Yeah, I mean, that's
okay. That's fine.
I see shit like that. You have to expect that. You're dating a woman with long hair.
Yeah,
it comes with the territory.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You want to be bald headed?
Sam could probably pull that off.
She probably could. Short hair. I can see
short hair. Yeah, for sure.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, pet peeves, roommates.
Do I have pet peeves with roommates?
Did you?
Yeah, absolutely, bro. You know roommates I had, I be wanting to square with all these motherfuckers, man. I don't like.
Not me.
No. You were never home.
Yeah,
you were never home.
Yeah.
Mickey was never home, so I was. Mickey was probably. He was probably my best roommate I ever had because he was never there. I was like, cool.
That's the best ones when the ones that never come.
I don't like people who don't clean up behind themselves, man. Like that's my pet peeve. Like, come on, man.
Oh,
like,
okay.
It's a common area. If you're gonna be in it, cool. Just you doing your thing, whether it's the living room, the kitchen, or whatever. Clean up after yourself. It's that simple. I don't want to come home and what the fuck is this shit?
Mm-hmm.
I had that issue in Spain, living with the Party Rock crew for 3 months. We were all under one roof. In a mansion type of situation, small kitchen though. We at the end of the night, there's just a stack of dishes. It's just like it's a simple rule: just clean your shit.
Just clean your shit.
Put the TV show on pause. We ain't doing shit out here until Friday or Saturday. You have nothing to get to in this immediate moment. Put the Game of Thrones on pause and go clean your dishes. What's the problem?
It's a simple task. I mean, see, he could.
Did you ever have roommates that argued with their significant other?
Oh my God! Listen,
no one got hurt.
Listen. I'm not gonna say his name or nothing like that. So
I feel like it's me.
No.
Mickey's taking everything.
I'm just like,
we were talking about
I was gonna mentally prepare for everything.
We were talking about this last week. Remember when we were talking about roommates and having roommates and dealing with them or whatever?
Well, my pet peeve I was gonna say is when your roommate moves in, their significant
other in. So I'm glad you're right. We gonna piggyback off that, right? Roommate of ours had and it's funny because Sean and I were living together at this time. We let a friend of ours, he was going through some troubled times, and I said, "Yo, I got a spare room. It's not much, but at least you got a spot where you can lay your head at." He was extremely appreciative at the time.
Yeah.
I said, "Yo, man, just told him the deal. Didn't charge him much." So he can, get on his feet or whatever. Some time goes by. He was cool for the most part. Like we didn't really have any real issues with him.
Yeah.
And we worked on music with him here and there and shit like that. Fast forward, his girl who he started dating didn't live. I think she was from Atlanta, right?
Correct.
Yeah, she's from Atlanta. So put that in perspective for you.
Mm-hmm.
She's from Atlanta, and at the time,
absolutely.
At the time, I thought she was just visiting.
Yeah.
Yo. Shorty was in town.
For a long time.
I guess she bought a one-way ticket and it was like, Shorty came in town. I was like, yo, it's nice to meet you. She seemed mad cool, blah, blah, blah. A week goes by. She's still there. Another week goes by. And I'm like, damn, yo, how long is Shorty going to be staying here for, right? Like, how long is her visit?
Taking long showers.
A month goes by. And I'm like, then Shorty's in the kitchen cooking. I'm like, what? What is happening right now? So I hit Sean up. I said, yo, what's good? He was like, man, I think she's gonna be staying here. And I said, what? So one night, it's like 2:00 in the morning. Me and my fiance, lovely J Rose, we in the room, we watching some TV. And yeah, like I said, it's like about 2:30 in the morning or whatever. We chilling or whatever. And next thing all I hear is whap, 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 whap. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Mind you, they're in the room right next to me. Mm-hmm. And Mickey knows. Those walls are thin.
Yeah.
Those walls are not, they're really thin.
Motel 6 walls.
Man, whap, stop. Like, someone is getting their ass whooped.
She went ATL on him.
My nigga.
Not a good whap.
I was like,
the other whap.
I was like, oh man, yo, I hope he's not in there putting his hands on this girl because I gotta go in there and beat his ass because I'm like, I'm not with that shit. Like,
no tolerance.
You know what I'm saying? But then I'm listening closer. And it's him that's one that's saying, stop. She's whooping his ass in this room, bro. And it's not a one-time thing. Like, she was doing this shit consistently, like every other night. They would be getting into arguments and she would just go ham on him screaming. And then I finally had the conversation with him. I was just like, bro, first of all, are you okay? First of all, are you okay?
Nah, I would have been like, she got to go second. Are you okay?
But this shit got to stop, bro. You know what I mean? And then I think they broke up or some shit, right?
She eventually left. And you know, all jokes aside, like it's not funny, but it was funny because it was just like, damn, bro.
Hey, did he hit you with that? But I love her.
No.
She
was gone.
The reason why it was funny because of the size.
Yeah,
difference.
she's super tiny.
She was tiny, and he's tall. He's taller than Sean, I think.
No, he's about the same height.
About the same height, but bigger.
It's the small ones you
know
got.
what I mean? Like, so he's 6'2", 6'3".
Sugar Ray versus Muhammad,
bro.
No.
Like,
hey, Muhammad versus Pacquiao.
Yeah, exactly. That's more accurate.
That I'm laughing.
Yo, so it was just that's what made it funny is that this little Chihuahua is going to work on this Doberman right now.
This
Rottweiler right now, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? So that was probably one of my top roommate experiences where I was like, all right, man, y'all gotta go.
Yeah,
y'all gotta go. So as soon as Sean was like,
the other dude,
yeah, I mean that's a whole nother story.
Right, too many roommates.
Yeah,
it's different part.
When Sean was like, yo, I'm gonna move to VA to go be with my son or whatever. That's when I was like, perfect, green light. Everybody gotta get the fuck out. Everybody gotta get out.
Everybody out.
Yeah.
One thing going back to the whole intern and having an assistant and all that, it's interesting to me because you're trying to figure yourself out, right? As you're going, and you got this individual that looks up to you or sees you as someone that can help them advance in what they're doing, and so you want to play it cool. You want and you want to continue to give him or her something to look up to and whatever and be inspired by. But then you're dealing with your own shit, so you may be snappy at them, and then they take you out of that light, and then they start looking at you like, hold up, oh man, he ain't shit. Hold up, hold up, I see clearly now.
Hold up, wait a minute.
That was our conversation that we were having when we were talking about you not being shit.
Yeah,
and that's what you were saying. You were just growing in the moment, and just as much as we were. So.
Yeah, and just so you guys understand what he's saying, and not that Sean and Will were ever my interns or assistants or anything. We were all close, but I was the one that was making the moves, and it was like, yo, Rel, you got to meet this guy Sean Antonio who promotes in Hollywood, and then Sean would come along, and it was and I was always trying to introduce these guys, but I was going through my own shit. So when someone like our homeboy Alex, who looked up to me at the time, I didn't know how to deal with my own shit, and I would be snappy with him, or he would want to come over and just watch me DJ or whatever. Yeah, I didn't know how to handle that. Like, for whatever, it's the simplest thing. Yeah, come over, hang out, but I just didn't know what to do with that.
Like, nah, nigga, you my bitch. What?
yeah, and it was just like, and if they didn't, and if some of you guys didn't agree with me, depending on the topic, it was like I would get snappy because, like, I remember something as stupid as this, and it's like it's dumb, but Moombahton was starting to become a thing.
Yeah.
And I mentioned something about Moombahton in the chat room. Alex was like, I don't know, I ain't really fucking with it. And I snapped at him. And I even cursed at him, I think. And look back, I was like, what the fuck was that for? What's wrong with you? Like, it's just Moombahton. Like, it's not a big deal. I promise you. Yeah. But it's because I just and I think what it was, just to get a little deeper, we were always trying to discover the next thing or have it was like a competition. Who can find what? Digging the blogs, digging in the crates, etc. Yeah. And when I felt like I had this thing, and Alex was like, ain't for me. It's like, fuck you, dude. It's gonna be for you. All right, trust me, it's gonna be for you. You're gonna like
give it a minute.
but it's interesting. It's just crazy how when you're trying to when you have that situation, like, it's okay to be human and to say, oh no, like, I don't know if I can help you with that, but let's figure it out,
Yeah.
That will go a longer way than just saying, oh, and then bullshitting them.
Yeah.
I think you said it really well, just like trying to figure yourself out, and that's where the confusion kind of starts to come because, yeah, like in many ways, when I had, when Alex was around and Gramsci was around, like, I didn't know the answers to everything. I hadn't accomplished all of the goals that I wanted to accomplish, but I knew I had done things that they would want to do themselves. And I think at the same time, while not completely throwing the people that I've looked up to under the bus, like, I wouldn't have many of the opportunities I had had I not taken that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And same with the guys that, you know, how many different places the guys that looked up to us or hung around us that were coming up, how many of them were given opportunities by guys like Adam or, you know, guys that booked us at all these other spots? They were being given opportunities because they were hanging out with us. They were affiliated to us and like, you know, they were seen with us. And whether they weren't getting the headline gig in Vegas like us, you know, at some point, they would be given opportunities locally to take over the things that we felt we had outgrown.
Yeah.
You know, so there was a trade-off, but I think we wanted to just bring this whole thing up because it was good to just vent about it in public because we got a fucking platform now.
Yeah, why not? Fuck it, shit.
And we've come a long way.
You might learn something.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we talk about a lot of topics and things here, but you guys don't really know us from based on how we came up. So it's cool to be able to share this with you. And I'm sure as the podcast goes, you'll continue to hear more about our past that makes us who we are. Because when I listen to podcasters and they tap into who they used to be or their come up, I'm for whatever reason, I'm listening a little closer because how did you get there? You know, how did you get where you are now? Or, you know, what's the story? Someone told me to listen to your podcast and I'm listening now. I'm hooked. I'm a fan. So what's your backstory, you know?
I mean, how many people like Sean can say that they performed at Moon Nightclub like off just cuz?
Rain.
Like because they're
no, all of them.
He did room.
I did the pool. I did everything at the Palms.
You know what I'm saying? Like
every spot.
You did.
That's distribution.
You know what's crazy is that I was going through old music and I was going through some of Sean's older music and I listened to Standing on Couches.
Yeah.
And I was listening to it and I'm like, right now, how I feel right now, I go, this shit is trash.
Thanks, bro.
Yo, but at the time, we was on it. Yo, we were like, yo, we ain't never hear nothing better than this shit. And I was listening to it, and I was like, what? I was like, damn, it's crazy. Like, when you really listen to some of that shit, that it was just like, man, this was the wave back then.
You gonna tell your kids you were shuffling the Party Rock Anthem?
Yeah, absolutely. 100.
That's fine.
Niggas still remember us for that shit. I'm like, I've never seen.
You gonna tell your kids you're wearing zebra pants?
I got pictures. It's all good.
It's all good.
There's evidence out there. You can't hide it.
I asked you to do the jump off mix shit for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Melody did. He put me in his too.
Yeah, Melody did.
Reflex too. Shout out to those guys. Yeah. Sean was on Power 106.
Bro, and I've carried everyone's bag here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you put the work in.
But that's the trade-off.
Yeah.
Facts.
Right? That's the trade-off.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, be kind to your friends and assistants.
Be understanding.
Be understanding, and you don't have to know it all. Trust me, it's not worth.
It's okay.
It's not worth the headache and the ego.
What's better than putting your boy on?
Yeah.
Like, if you're not doing that, what are you doing it for? You know what I'm saying? If you selfishly doing things, where are you going to be anyway? You know, there are people that make it, but what is it really, you know, what's the value in it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just telling Rel earlier today, I said, I got this idea to help elevate you in the globalization mixes. I don't want to like spew it out here, but yeah, like I see that as an opportunity to help Rel when things open up. So, you know, I'm like, yeah, let's do that.
You talk about he's Dominican?
That shit might backfire on me. I think it's Dominican. Oh shit.
I think just to close it out, or I don't know if you want to
close it out.
But to close, I mean, that topic, I would just say that the one thing that definitely can be difficult, and I think why there's some not turmoil, but just some unspoken tension sometimes, is because while you are trying to figure out how to put someone on that you want that's helped you, like you're still trying to figure out how to put yourself on.
Yeah.
And budgeting that is really difficult.
Yeah.
Like I had years that I wasn't making much, but I was giving up everything. And then there's times where I was making a lot and I wasn't giving up much. And vice versa, right? And so trying to figure all that out was really difficult, and trying to wear different hats. When I was working in Fusion, I wanted to book you guys way more, right?
Yeah.
And although when I had the opportunity, I did.
Yeah.
I still did answer to others and have political BS happening with trying to keep everybody happy or trying to get a gig out of town. Yeah. Right. And so all of those things factor in. And I think, you know, I don't think there's ever a right way for anybody to do things. Just do them. You know what I mean? Be honest and roll with it. And eventually, you know, you mature and you learn what works for you.
Trial and error, baby. Trial and error.
Yeah.
Only way.
Real quick, all the topics we're going to get through. Twitch has sent out an email to a bunch of DJs. And I seen DJs on Twitter trying to get ahead of it, telling each other, you know, don't put all your eggs in one basket. You know, set yourself up on different platforms. I don't know if we don't know what's gonna happen, but yeah, it sounds like it's getting more serious. I don't know what side to jump on, who to defend. I don't know what's going on within the conversation of the labels in Twitch. Everyone is an expert. Everyone has their opinion on it. Cool. Go to Twitter for that. But speaking for myself, I don't know what's going on, but they are correct. You should have some backup plans. Consider Mixcloud live streaming.
Back to OnlyFans we go.
Back to OnlyFans. Starting at OnlyFans for a lot of people. There's options out there. Honestly, you may not get the payouts you would get on Twitch, but in regards to staying, we're close, man. You know, I think we're close. Vaccine, things are going to open up sometime next year. So I don't think we're that far off. I think just months from now, we'll be like, oh shit, we're about to be back to work. I could be wrong. I hope that's the story.
I hope so too.
But just now's the time to, like, we were talking about months ago about who cares if you're relevant. And I stand by that. Whatever we were saying months ago, now's the time to get things going, because you got to look at what's going on in the political world. There's a new president. There's talking about a vaccine that's 90% effective. So, you know, and some of these clubs are open in some of these states. So you got to consider all this and start to get your brand going. Anything else to add to that?
No, man, you covered it solidly.
Yeah, no, just keep your eyes on it.
Yeah.
It's nothing's final here. It's just talk and, you know, obviously just be prepared.
Yeah.
Be on your toes.
Moving on, 3 Styles being canceled. I think we saw this coming.
Yeah, I think we called it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I don't know what the competition was looking like, but I was rooting for Lazy Boy. Yeah. I think we all were. Everyone that listens to this podcast probably was.
Yeah.
And hopefully they bring it back. You know, who knows?
They didn't announce like what they're gonna do with the finalists that they have so far, right? Like if that's just gonna be transferred over to whenever they open back up, or
I didn't see anything.
Okay. That just felt like an opportunity. Like they could have just streamed everybody from their individual locations and put it on Twitch.
Yeah.
You could have voted on Twitch.
Yeah, that's a missed opportunity there.
They probably didn't want to, like, I guess,
do the work.
I mean, what else are they doing?
Yeah.
Not drinking their Red Bull.
Yeah. Moving on.
No shade. Hey, if you want to sponsor us, we get it.
Yeah, we're with you, Red Bull. We're with you.
Fans of the show.
Comedy style. Jokes. Alleged
jokes.
style. 3 Style. MacBook Pro. M1. DJ.
M1 trip.
Shout out to Cleveland Terry.
Yep.
I watched his YouTube video. Make sure you follow him for all the latest equipment breakdowns. He is telling DJs, do not get the MacBook Pro or MacBook Air just yet. That M1 chip isn't DJ friendly yet.
And don't upgrade to the new operating system.
SUR, sir. Yep. Right? Yeah, don't do either. So just and check out Cleveland's YouTube channel. He's like an 11-minute video of that breakdown.
Yeah, he breaks it down on why it's not a good idea, because he like randomly posted it on his story, just saying don't upgrade it. And they were like, why? Look, we need context.
Warning.
What the fuck, man? If you follow
the link
me,
in the bio, man.
You follow me for a reason. Like most of you guys follow me because of my tech talk and you know what I mean, my overview, my reviews on a lot of these products. If I'm saying and you trust me and you saying all this shit, just trust me when I say don't fucking upgrade yet.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's that simple. But he had to go on there and explain to you why
use your platform.
Do it. I mean, but I feel like that's common sense with, if you've been DJing for a while, you know every time there's a new update,
100%.
You don't automatically just jump to it. You wait until you get the announcement from Serato, from whatever, you know, softwares that you use. that you can update. So yeah, man, don't update yet.
That's why you don't marry the first girl you date.
Talk to him, Joe.
Moving on. Hey, happy birthday, Quickie.
Hey, man, happy belated
President,
birthday, right?
our chief, DJ City, Beat Source. Yeah. Happy birthday to him. Shout
That's
out
how
to
you
him.
secure a check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He don't listen to us.
Yeah, I'm not wasting my time with this shit.
He's got better shit to do. You got big money shit to do.
I like rearrange his sock drawer.
And we give a quick little shout out to Andy War. Happy birthday,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
And he wanted me to let Joe know that no thanks for the birthday shout out to text. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I got him. I have to get him, pick him up.
Anyway.
We're going to get Andy on the show soon.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
Don't tell him why, though, because we don't want other podcasts stealing our idea.
Nope.
All right.
I have to charge you for that.
Okay. Kenny says, you guys want to share this situation?
Well, you watched the stream. I just checked in.
I didn't see the actual stream. So shout out to my boy.
I'm gonna text
Kenny,
Andy right now.
Kenny says. Kenny says did a stream for his birthday. He did a stream for his birthday a couple of days ago. There's a spot out here in Hollywood that a couple of the DJs that we know, they have outdoor patios, so they let them come in and do their streams from there and invite a handful of people to the venue just to have a good time and whatnot. And Kenny did his stream, and the stream they were done, but the venue never cut the stream off.
Right.
So the whole stream kept going, and it was literally on. I want to say it was close to 48 hours, like 2 days where
I tuned in at 22 hours.
Yeah, like the stream was still on. You know what I mean? And a couple of guys were tweeting about it, like, "Yo, Kenny, your shit's still on." You could see the sound guy like disconnecting shit and walking away. I think they had another event or another stream. Someone else was streaming the next day, and I think that's when they caught it. That following the day after, everyone noticed that the shit was still on. So yeah, Mickey I had said something to Mickey about it, and Mickey made a good point about how like he was like, "Man, that's a solid way to get to affiliate."
Right.
And I was like,
that's a hack.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's one of the ways you can get there.
I'm gonna come back to Twitch and I'm gonna stream myself going to bed.
Exactly.
And I want to wake up to some subs.
Get them. You
motherfuckers can watch me sleep. It ain't pretty, but we gonna get there.
Yeah, anyway, shout out if Kenny. I think Kenny is affiliated already, but if he wasn't, shit, he probably is now, man. Because he was going for longest stream thus far right now.
The record.
I think he might would have broke the record right now, the DJ record. So shout out to Kenny Says, man.
I'm gonna go do a pillow talk and just answer questions.
You should.
Twitching. That's it.
You should. It's
different.
different.
Sit there in bed.
It's different.
Belly down on your
absolutely.
Pillow
yeah.
Maybe
with your legs up in the air behind you,
crossed.
Oh man!
Just reply K.
Okay. And when you're supposed to be twitching, you're supposed to be breaking it down. Just K.
Okay.
You should put a controller in front of you and just like play a little background music and shit like that while you have a conversation with them. I listen, man. See, we giving people too much content, man.
Right. Anybody want to join me?
All
right.
I'll tune in.
All right. Fair enough.
Okay. We got that set. All right. Before we get out of here, make sure you hit our Mickey D's playlist on Beat Source.
Yep.
Make sure you use our coupon code for Jetpack backpacks or just bags.
Mickey D's 15.
Mickey D's 15, MIKIDZ15 to get 15% off your entire purchase. And globalization, we had JQ.
Yep.
JQ.
Dope mix. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it the first time. I enjoyed it even more the second time. So shout out to him.
Nice.
And up next, we have CLA from Vegas.
She was part of the team.
Girl. She was a part of the team. That was Maya's call.
Yeah.
She said, we got to get CLA on team. Like, all right. Damn, Mickey. Sorry.
CLA is a way better addition than me. Aesthetically.
Yeah. It was a nice balance. It was nice. And Day Fog. Day Fog was on the team too.
Yeah, Day Fog.
Oh,
D Miles.
D Miles was on the team. Escape.
Escape was too. Oh man.
Get out of here. Fuck it. I'm the other team.
Oh Oh man.
Yeah, and we are out of here.
Yeah, man.
Peace.
Great
Peace.
pod.